Exactly, because today we're talking about the top shit and just funny, weird stuff we hear every day working in a guitar shop.
Yeah.
That's what we thought we'd do. We just want to have a little fun. People ask us all the time, and then we're not getting like the crazy, zany, illegal, weird things that happen that we've seen. Just some of the stuff. This could be a multi-series video.
It could be.
It's not going to be.
Only because we don't plan that far.
Because we're ADD.
But, yeah, it's fine.
So let's just get right into it. But click like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
And thank you again for joining us, and I hope you enjoy it. Number one starts with, of course, the famous liars and the fake stories that we hear being told about people or their guitars. Because, we're sort of like...
all sorts of things.
We're just in the background. We're like the help.
It's like sometimes people forget that we have ears and are there, right? It's just really strange. Especially, it's always the people who like wander in and are looking and they're not really engaged with us at all. Like, it's just...
And we do. We have this ability to sort of turn off, and our listeners, we can turn them off just like the butler. And we just disappear into the background because we're doing our work. But then sometimes it's just so absurd, we can't help but listen. What was the one you were talking about?
My favorite one ever. This dude comes in, I think with his kids and like girlfriend or wife. And he's like, oh yeah, look at this. This was Paul McCartney's guitar. Like, he designed these. And then tells this whole made-up BS story about how PRS McCarty 594 was designed by Paul McCartney and connected to the Beatles. And we know that's not true.
And did we correct this gentleman?
Nope.
No, you let them live out this fantasy, and there's no reason to shame anybody in front of their family.
It was so tempting.
I know. No, we were all there. We all sort of smiled. It was good. I was hoping he was sort of trolling us.
The hardest thing in that situation is to not laugh. I just had to like keep head down, keep emailing.
My favorite was when somebody was telling me that Leo Fender was a lion tamer, like before he was an engineer. I was like, I just didn't know that about him. That's fascinating. Thank you for sharing.
I'm assuming that's not true.
He wasn't. He was not a lion tamer. No.
Leo. His name is Leo.
No, I think that there was some. It's fine.
It was a failed pun.
Yeah, I let them just believe this and go on to their way. I enjoyed it.
I don't know if I would.
So, number two, this happened. This is the person at guitar shops across the universe. We like to call them the singing bandit.
We have a couple.
We do, and don't get me wrong, like we actually like them in this strange, special.
Sometimes.
In a special way.
In a special way.
It's a guy that goes in the acoustic section, gets a guitar, and oblivious to the fact that it's always a guy too. Oblivious to the fact that there's anyone around him, which might be packed, just starts singing at the top of their lungs.
Or maybe because it's packed. I mean, like top of, not like a timid. Maybe gonna be there. Not that. Like belting it out. Like
full on. Like, this is my time to shine. People don't realize how talented I am. I'm going to give my concert the best and the bestest.
Hell yeah, brother. I mean, like, if you listen carefully to some of our videos, you can maybe hear this in the background.
It has happened. I don't know. And because we have somebody like coming and singing and playing, and it's wonderful and it's beautiful and it's amazing. It's this cool little moment. There's this one young lady in particular I love when she comes in. She just comes in and practices guitar and sings in one of the acoustic rooms. I love it. It's my peaceful time of the day.
That's kind of awesome. Because our acoustic section has an amazing, just guitars and voices sound amazing in there. But
I encourage, I love it. But some of these cats, because they always do it as like pickup lines too. They're trying to get lucky.
Well, some of them bring a date.
And it's different dates a lot.
Yes. Same singing bandit, different date.
Even if it's a different singing bandit, it's different dates, and it's always the same result. You don't see them on the date with that girl again, because that girl sees through that BS usually pretty quickly.
Or not.
It's usually pretty quick.
Or they're on to the next
Talking about you, Wattis. That was fun. Oh, we love all those people involved. But it was just really funny. Had to do a shout out to her if she's out. I don't know. She doesn't watch our channel.
We love everyone. Probably not.
She jumping back to number one, like, it's not a fake story. A real story we just heard the other day. I gotta give a shout out to these two cats came in the shop the other day, and we're just gonna call them Zach and Zoe. That's their names. We're not doing last names. And they are they actually work with their traveling job. They work with a circus, which is amazing to us. But so Zach was changing his wife's car, and they're in a circus, so they travel a lot, and they have a rental car or whatever. I don't know what car it is, but he's changing the tire where they're staying. And then the car collapses, the jack pops out.
The jack kicks out,
His head is stuck between the car and the tire.
Well, because it was on wet gravel, apparently.
Yes.
Yes, so.
And no, this is the best part, though. He's calling to his wife, and she's asleep, so she doesn't hear him. So he calls the paramedics. But while he's doing this, he has our YouTube channel is on. So my thoughts is like, this poor man, this beautiful, Thor of a man almost died watching us.
Hearing your voice.
20 minutes.
Baxter, is that you?
Fracked under a car with his. I mean, his face is all fracked up. It was great.
I said,
Looked like Rocky Balboa.
No, I mean, I'm sure we're wonderful, but if I had had that experience and it hurt us, I would maybe never want to hear us again. So the fact that like days later he would come visit us,
we've been internalized with him forever.
Kind of great.
Number 3, the parts caster master builder.
They're everywhere.
We love them. They come out of the woodworks.
So easy to build an amazing masterpiece.
It's always the same. Like they come to every guitar shop. Like it's really funny. It's I know the guys up at Detroit have all seen them. Like our favorite shops up there, and then they come in with this thing they put again. Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes they are. There's most of the time they're really bad.
Most of the time.
Not even like okay. Not even in the realm of like a Players series or a Squire. Not even in the ballpark. And they're like, well, I got the Warmoth thing. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't do this right.
Listen, I like to think that I can recognize a great guitar. I love guitars. If I made a Partcaster, it would be atrocious. It would be horrible. There's no skill set that I possess that would make my Partcaster okay at all. I don't know why people think, oh yeah, no, I could just.
Well, the love of guitar that translates to this building a great guitar, right?
It does not.
It's not your artistic nature of wood or your carpentry skills or.
Well, maybe hey, if you're a carpenter or you do like fine woodworking, yeah, maybe so.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible. Number 4, the name dropper. It's that's a common thing in almost every guitar shop universe. I'm sure like the Kevin and I know X, I know Ben Affleck, I know Matt Damon. I just want to talk about Good Will Hunting
Merry
for a
and
minute.
Pip from The Lord of the Rings.
I wish they'd come back. That was one of my favorite days, and I didn't even know it was them. Oh, it was such a hard day for me.
I'm just sad that I wasn't here.
I'm happy you weren't. And it was one of my old students who lives out, I think in Utah now, Michael. He's the one who's like, Bash, you didn't realize who that was. I'm like, nope, no idea. They were just cool guys from somewhere. And yeah, no idea. Because I'm an idiot.
They've got a band.
Now they have a band together. But just notice lots. When you go in there and like you're looking at guitars and you immediately want to seek out someone that works at the shop and just tell them everybody you know.
Yes.
It's a really funny thing, and we think it's really
fantastic.
And like sometimes it can be really cool if it's natural. But it never is.
Sometimes it is, but usually when it's natural, it's like someone who comes in occasionally, and it's the 3rd or 4th meeting and talking and chatting.
Yes. Let's jump into number 5. This one sort of connects a little bit. The autograph horror is what we call it, and it's often they bring in a guitar that's been autographed, but it's not
by like Paula Deen. I was down getting some mac and cheese, and Paula Deen autographed my Epiphone. It was amazing.
It's like Paula Deen. It's either Dale Earnhardt because he autographed everything.
Right.
He'll be, hey man, I'm here. He'll autograph like your ankles.
Like you go up to shake his hand, and he just autographs your ankle.
It's just autopilot.
No
right
disrespect to Dale Earnhardt, but
we love Dale.
Yes,
the whole crew.
Praise Dale. That's what we say.
God bless. That was cool that you knew that. That's a good job, Johnny.
That's why you keep me around. For
Paula Deen made me really happy.
That's
like, didn't she get canceled or something for a minute? I don't know. I remember there's something. Who knows? It doesn't matter. But that was a good. It's like
I just
Or the people from Fixer Upper. I don't even know their names. But or the Property Brothers. That would be funny. A guitar autographed by the Property Brothers. Look, isn't this worth a lot of money? We've actually sold guitars before that have autographs, where people bought guitars and have asked us to remove the autographs.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I really
Multiple
want
times.
this player Strat. However, could you give this
Because it's on sale because it has an autograph on it usually, because we can't sell it at the value that it would, because it's not, unless it's like a real.
It's the autographs and the people who actually would make it worth more and more desirable. Relatively short list.
Well, because even some of the rock stars, like they autograph so much, it's wild. Like B.B. King autographed everything too.
Well, unless it's somebody like like a universal icon, like it's just not everybody's thing. Like most, if you go,
even if it's Keith Richards or something, if it's they autograph all these sort of trash guitars that is part of this business thing where they just like,
or even a charity thing,
and those are not worth a lot of money at all. And it's but we think it's funny. We just enjoy it.
Like if it's your favorite, 90s new metal band, probably, maybe not gonna help when you sell that guitar. I don't know. Whatever.
So what number was that? Was that number 5 we just did? I think so, yeah.
Yes.
So I've got like 2 number 5s here, so I'm just gonna call this number 6 for the heck of it. No, let's just go to the casino alleyway. Let's go right to that.
Fair enough.
This is something unique to us.
It's like magic. We're like the magnet.
We sort of say this is one of our favorite ones. We want to get in there early in case you get. So we have this like it's a guitar shop. It's an old casino from 1912. And it's really cool. Then upstairs was the brothel, and the back was a bowling alley. It's a neat. There's all these cool stories. But there's an alleyway that sort of runs next to us, and the cupcake store, which is C Cups next to us, which is amazing.
It is amazing.
And then it goes in this cool little backyard thing. The stuff we've seen in that alleyway is. Let's just start with the simple. Lots of selfies because it's really cool.
I mean, a bazillion.
Every
selfies.
gorgeous mother keep coming back with their toddlers taking pictures of these weird, awkward chin pictures.
Yes.
But we love that. We love you. Keep continuing doing it.
Sometimes they plaster themselves into our window, like in these strange poses, and all we see is like this from behind.
We do. We see like quite a bit, and we're just like we're all in the shop, just like enjoying. Our counter faces the windows where you're doing these poses. We love it. The teenage boys in there that are like excited to find like somewhere to go explore. We like that a lot. The best though is the sex that we've seen back there. We don't really stick there and watch it very often, but we know what's going on, and we think it's really funny. And especially because it's not young kids. It's like grown-ups and not normal young grown-ups. It's like older grown-ups, like in the 60 and up. And we applaud it and love it because we are near a bar. And the bar will sometimes come out and be like, these people are too drunk to drive, but not too drunk to screw. And so they'll sort of veer left. They'll run it back there. That's one of our favorites there.
Everyone's dying to come see our alley now. They're like, oh God, it sounds amazing.
We've opened the door and like this beautiful drunk woman fell into Derek and I's arms once.
That's true.
And we were like, what do we do with this? We tried to figure. We got her home somehow. I don't know if we found her friends. She left. I think it was the Beltry. That's usually the place of the crime.
The place.
But I mean, we've all had moments. I think my friend Patrick, oh my God, he was staying here once and he left and he came back and the text chain after him after he spilled black tar. We had black tar paint for some reason. He'd somehow stepped in it in his drunken stupor, knocked it over, spilled it everywhere, and he was locked out of the house until he finally got, I think, my wife to open the door by like throwing rocks at our window. Because my phone was turned off at this point. It was like 3, 4. I think it's great. I mean, Derek's fallen asleep out there. I've fallen asleep out there. It's a magical alley.
It happens.
You should come see the casino guitar. I'll take you on the tour. Where's the alley? Let's jump on number 7. This goes back to kind of the autograph thing, but sort of reversed.
Yeah. This is we have we got this guitar. It's signed by Johnny Cash, but there's no proof. There's no provenance. There's nothing, and it looks like I wrote like John E. Cash.
Well, that was one of Sean's guys. We have lots of things coming like, well, this guitar was owned by,
like no even signature or anything.
Yeah, no signature.
This belonged to.
I'm like, cool. Like that doesn't. We can't say that though. Like we have an amp that was theoretically owned by Sammy Hagar, but we're not selling it as a Sammy Hagar owned amp.
Because we don't have any proof.
And I believe it actually was because I know the story of where it was, when they were there, who would have had it, but it doesn't need to become part of the sale package because.
Well, sometimes people try to sell us some stuff, and they're even saying, "Well, it could have been owned by blah blah blah." I heard this story, as if that matters.
And unless it's owned by Paula Deen, I don't really care. I mean, imagine like if Paula Deen and Bob Ross would have had like somehow a love affair.
What would Paula Deen play? What would her rig be?
She'd play an auto harp.
Okay, like Dolly Parton style.
God bless Dolly Parton.
I was thinking like Sister Rosetta. What's her name? Sharp. With this, she cool. Yes.
Okay, number 9. I think we're at number 9. But this is another casino exclusive one that we think is really funny. When people think we're a casino, and we get phone calls.
You would not believe.
Weekly, daily sometimes, and we always confirm that we are a casino because we think it's funny. And it's usually Baxter. If I'm on the phone, it's like, yes, our buffet's open 24 hours. We have free dog services.
Bring your own chips.
The rooms.
Your own poker chips.
Bring your own chips sometimes. It's fair. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, come on down.
Whatever you got, bring them.
It's always fun when they show up and they're so disappointed.
Looking for the blackjack table.
I mean, just do a little homework. That's all we're saying there. So we're allowed to have some fun with you on that one.
Yeah.
I think that's completely fair.
Yeah. Just That was maybe the most confusing thing to me when I started working here, and I had to answer all the phone calls about, do we have blackjack tables? Do we have machines, poker machines? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of confusing things about working here.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't even get into Derek's and Sean's shenanigans, and then, James, don't even get me started. Number 10, the best for last. This happens at all guitar shops. It happens here. We think it's fun. When people come in, it's happened about every one of us here, everybody that's worked at a guitar shop, everyone that's probably worked in any type of retail thing.
Well, that's probably true.
You go in and like you have good loyal customers, but some are not so good. So there's come a lot, but they come in and they want to talk trash about other guys that work there, and then they'll unload on us about like, well, I don't like how Jonathan talked to me this one, or Sean or Baxter was too busy one day, and then we sort of listen like, it's just it happens sometimes. Or
I like to egg them on. Yeah, that bastard! I can't believe he did you that way. He always said he hated you.
I think he's sleeping with your old lady too. No, the best part is like we're pretty much like a married quintuple of like the solid core of like our dudes. Like so we think it's funny. Like
the polygamists of the guitar shop world. That's us. Just multi everything.
I mean, we'd be a cute polygamy group, right?
Fine.
It'd be like, sure. I want to get matching sneakers though.
Okay.
And we'll go to space together one day.
I mean, Derek and I have matching boots.
Yeah, no sneakers though. It's a little bit more creepy sci-fi.
It is.
There's a great old sci-fi. It was like, I think it was a redo of the Twilight Zone, maybe.
Okay.
And it's an episode called, it was like in the 90s, called The Examination, I think.
Okay.
And that was great. So when the kids took a test, sorry, I'm sidetracking right now because we're pretty much done. So let me have some fun. The kids take a test. I'm gonna ruin it for you too. And the kid, and the parents are really, God, do good. And he does really good. And so he gets to go to the next level of testing. They give him some little serum to take a little bit so he can't lie because they're like impressed by how he tests out of the charts. And his parents get a message like, hey, not congratulations, but your kid tested above what we consider like the highest intellect allowed. So do you want the body sent back to you, or do you want us to cremate it? Because they kill him. Is the idea. It's sorry to ruin it for you.
I've only seen a clip of this on it's making the rounds on,
is it
social media. Yeah.
Okay, I remember this. I remember this vividly from my. That's funny. Cool. I'm ahead of the curve on this one.
You're ahead of the curve. You're ahead of the curve.
That's one like that, and like the Steven Spielberg Amazing Stories. Does anybody remember that? That was a show that he had the World War II bomber, got shot, the nose gun got stuck, and then like he was an artist though, and they knew they were gonna have to land, he was gonna die. But he draws like a cartoon wheel, and somehow through magic the cartoon appears and he lands. These were great shows. That redo of the Twilight Zone or whatever it was, that was a good episode. That one stuck with me.
So that's an episode from that series.
Yeah, the examination.
Yeah.
That's a pretty. It was hard hitting because I think you see like his brain. They take his brain out so they can study it.
Oh my God.
Or something, but it was it's sort of like an idea of like the government when it gets a little bit too powerful. Which I'm okay with that. It's a little scary.
They just take care of us.
No, they take care of us. Listen, do what they say.
It's fine.
They're in charge. Like, this one's a little bit above where we want them to be. We don't want society to have these problems, so we got to. He was like, I think that kid's a famous actor too now.
No.
I recognize him. That show, that episode really affected me. That's why I did so poorly in high school.
I don't want to get exterminated here, so I should have not watched it.
God, yeah, kids, if there's any kids out there watching, watch this and explain this to your parents, they'll be like, yeah.
That makes me want to go back and watch. What is it? The Black Mirror on
Yeah, those are some good ones too.
There's some good ones.
Some are a little hokey.
There's some I haven't watched.
I watched them all, I think.
Yeah.
Some are a little whatever, but I mean, the first few were like amazing.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
I mean, the one with like the kid on the internet. You remember that one? Oh, that thing is like. And the politician, the episode one was pretty funny.
Oh my God!
Oh, it was so good. But the internet one was dark.
There's some pretty dark ones.
Most of them will laugh a second. Yeah. But no. So let us know, like if stuff you've seen. I don't care if you work in a guitar shop, been in retail, like any experiences you've had that you just thought was funny. These are some. We have lots of like meaner, darker ones, but this was just fun, having a good time, and most of them are self-deprecating past this too. So. Yeah. The dumb stuff we've done. Oh Lord.
Well,
God bless me.
One or two things.
Still blame myself for some of those huge buys we did. Mini guitars just weren't as popular as I thought they'd be. Anyway, moving on. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Bless the y'all.
Forget
the bell.
One day we're gonna get to 50,000. We're gonna give away a Silver Sky.
No, we're not.